Lori Meggs, and welcome to Focus on Marshall. On today's episode, I'm on location at Kennedy Space Center in Florida, where we'll take a look at a few of the ways Marshall Center employees participate in integration and launch activities here at the Cape. So let's get started. We've come inside the vehicle assembly building now, and I'm joined by Jolene Martin. She's the manager of Marshall's resident office here at Kennedy Space Center. And Jolene, you have a lot of employees here doing Marshall work to support NASA's mission.
That's right. There's about 20 of us located here at Kennedy Space Center, and we represent the design center for the propulsion elements. And we do work here, such as assist KSC in processing in several different facilities around this area.
So all of those elements come together in this building, and you guys act as consultants for the people who are putting all the pieces of that puzzle together, right?
That's a way to look at us, is that as like we're consultants for KSC, who is actually processing the hardware. And in the VAB here, all of the elements come together except for possibly the payloads. The payloads come together in the OPF or in the pad. The external tank, the solid rocket boosters, the space shuttle main engines, which are already attached to the orbiter, are all assembled in this building.
But you guys do a lot of work before those pieces ever get to this building, right?
Oh, we sure do. We have facilities, or I should say KSC has facilities that Marshall is there to assist in any way.
Can we see some of those?
I'd love to show you.
I'm here with Tom Engler, and he's with Marshall's Solid Rocket Booster Project. He's actually the manufacturing operations lead here at Kennedy Space Center. And Tom, it looks like we're going on a trip. Nice boat.
It is a nice boat, but unfortunately we can't go along on their next trip. They're getting ready to go retrieve the boosters after our next flight.
And they actually go out to sea and wait for those solid rocket boosters to splash down after launch, right?
They sure do. They're about 150 miles off the coast of Florida waiting for the boosters to come down, and after the boosters splash down, they'll retrieve the parachutes and tow the boosters back here to Hangar AF.
Can we go see Hangar AF?
Absolutely.
So Tom, this is Hangar AF.
Sure is. This is where we perform our disassembly operations after our retrieval process is complete. We bring the boosters here into the hangar on these rail cars that are behind us, and we take them apart. The motor components are sent back out to ATK in Utah, and the booster components stay here, are cleaned up and repainted and sent over to our assembly and refurbishment facility.
All right, let's go see that too.
Great, let's go.
All right, Tom, you brought us over to another facility now. What goes on here?
This is our solid rocket booster assembly and refurbishment facility, and what we do here is the manufacture of the solid rocket booster components to prepare them for flight and transfer over to the VAB.
I see a lot of pieces to a puzzle that have to go back together here. Are some of them ready to go already?
Yes, for example, the forward assembly that we have over here is ready for flight. It's been prepared, it's been checked out, and is ready for transfer for the March 2007 flight.
And what else has to happen to these before they're ready to go?
Well, for example, we've got painted structures which have just come over from Hangar AF, which you saw in process over there, and a parachute pack is an example as well that we have to integrate with the flight vehicle. The structures that come over have to be insulated. We have a robotic spray-on insulation system that puts insulation on the structures. Then we assemble them, we install electronics in the inside of them, and then check it all out, make sure it's ready to go for flight.
And it takes a lot of people to do all that work from Marshall, right?
It sure does. We have about 850 contractor and civil servant folks supporting Marshall down here.
All right, and then you get it all ready to go and it goes to VAB, right?
That's correct. We send it over there and they integrate it with the flight vehicle.
All right. Thanks for showing us around.
Thank you.
Now we've moved over to the Rotation Processing and Surge Facility, and I'm here with Ken Timbush. He's a Marshall representative with the Reusable Solid Rocket Booster Project. And Ken, tell me what we're looking at here and what you do in this building.
Okay, this is the left F center segment that's behind us. It was recently shipped here from Utah along with 7 other segments. It was brought in via rail. They took it off from that railroad. Before they did that, actually did a grain inspection, rotated that to vertical. They're doing the bare metal inspections here. If there's any issues, we'd work with the KSC ground ops personnel to resolve a lot of those issues.
And what is Marshall's role here?
Marshall's role is we are engineering support to make sure that the design requirements are met for the overall motor and for the overall solid rocket booster.
So these folks are getting it all ready to go over to the VAB, right?
That's exactly right. Once it's ready, once they do all the processing that they need to, like build up the aft booster, they'll take it over to the VAB and they'll stack it, one after the other and get it ready for flight.
All right. It sounds like they've got a lot of work to do in there, and we'll let you go look and see what they're doing. Thanks, Ken.
Thank you, Laura.